Alright, welcome to the Dave's Had Enough Show Remastered. It's going to be kind of a podcast, a little bit different. We're going to have permanent guests, and we're going to have guest, people from time to time. Not this episode, because this is the first one. But I just been wanting to fix the podcast for a long time. I haven't done one in a few weeks, but this is something I was planning, and the people I hope are here to stay. How's it going, Real Gamer 27?
Oh, no much, man. I appreciate you for letting me join you, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Glad to have you. How's it going, Grimpachi?
Nothing, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem, buddy. And how's it going, Braden Cole from
The Critical Hit 64 now because my channel got fucked up. So everybody that's watching that knows my channel, switch over to a Critical Hit 64 again. I'm sorry. I'll be making videos on that again. But yeah, likewise with Real Gamer. Thanks for having me on. It's a big deal.
Oh, anytime, man. I'm glad to have you. And the old dirty 33 as always. How's it going, man? They're Old Dirty?
Yo, what's up, Dave? What's up, fellas? You kind of sounding like a robot, Dave. I couldn't actually hear you.
Oh.
Yeah, so, but what's up, YouTube?
Glad to have you, buddy. Pretty much, I guess what we'll get into first, we'll start with, like, third-party stuff that's going on. The Division is delayed. What did you think about this, Real Gamer? Were you surprised, or...
Shit, you think I'm surprised about this freaking remastered generation and delays and broken games? Hell no, I'm not fucking surprised, man. It just tells you that next year is gonna be the games. You know, we got a lot of good games coming out next year, man. You got Street Fighter 5, Uncharted 4, The Legend of Zelda, The Division. Hell, even Ratchet & Clank. I want to play that. So it's a lot of games that I'm looking forward to next year. So this year is gonna probably either be to the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you had a lot of people that were predicting that this was going to be a really good year, and now it's turning out to be about the same as 2014. Would you say it's worse than 2014 or better?
Well, it depends. It depends if we have another Assassin's Creed situation or Sonic Boom situation or Master Chief Collection situation. If we don't, then I would say this year will be a better year.
Okay. Yeah, I just know there's a lot of delays, and even though Arkham Knight got delayed, they didn't delay that a year. I think they just delayed that till the end of the month of June.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
That isn't too bad. But what do you think about it, Grimpachi? What do you think about the whole Division being delayed?
I mean, honestly, man, I forgot the Division was even coming out. Forgot it even existed because it's been so long. But I mean, it's Ubisoft, so they need to take as much time as they need to make a fucking video game. So it's all good. We got games to play. So take your time. But I honestly forgot the game existed, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. It doesn't really bother me.
I knew it was going to be delayed. I was talking to my brother. He was looking forward to the Division. I said, well, he don't follow games news like everybody on YouTube. I said, man, that's getting delayed. I knew that was going to get delayed way before they announced that. I just had that feeling. But it is what it is. What do you think, Braden? What do you think about the whole thing with Division being delayed? I think Braden has something wrong.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, so like everything's getting delayed, Dave. Everything. Ratchet & Clank, The Division, which I really didn't know much about, unfortunately. But and then look at Uncharted. Uncharted's not something that's excited me too much. I never really did get into that, but that's a big PlayStation exclusive, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this year's going to be a little bit dried up. We got The Witcher. We got No Man's Sky coming out, which people really seem to forget. And Next Gen 720 don't want them dog shit indies, but oh my god, I do. This game's going to be one of the fucking best games. I'm looking at it like an exclusive for Sony because it is a time exclusive. But this game, man, you got to check it out. It's massive. It's never ending. I think it's awesome. So, but nevertheless, with this whole Division thing, I didn't really know much about it, so I can't really say.
The reason I'm looking forward to Division, it kind of looks like Ghost Recon, and I was a big fan of Ghost Recon, just how the characters are and stuff, and how it's set up. It looks like that's where they got some of their idea for that game. Not talking about the story or anything like that. I'm just talking about how the characters move and stuff like that. It just looks like Ghost Recon to me. But I was looking forward to it, but I had a feeling they were going to delay it. And now this is Grimpachi, is this its second delay or is it first delay? I can't remember.
I think it's the second delay.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. It was the second one because there's so many games being delayed. I just can't keep up with all the delays.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't.
I
Just be happy. Just be happy. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I think because of the situation that happened last year, they about to take their times with these games because a lot of people getting frustrated with this shit. It's just too many broken games, man.
I agree, dude. I 100% agree. The fact is that they got to get their games to be 100% working. I'm just glad they're taking the time. Unfortunately, it's just too much time. It's the Wii U all over again, making me wait for games. Like, 2016 better fucking rock.
It better.
What do you think? What do you think, Old Dirty, about Division being delayed? Were you surprised or no?
I was a little bit surprised that it got delayed because I think this is like the second time it been delayed. But I mean, if they need to tweak the game or whatever they need to do, you know what I'm saying, to get the game right, I'd rather for it to be delayed, to be rushed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they already putting out 15 million Assassin's Creed, so take your time with this IP. You know what I'm saying? So we can enjoy it.
Emerson, show me your belly button. That's your knee.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, that's basically that topic. I mean, it was no surprise. I guess Capcom is planning to make a lot more, remakes because I guess a lot of them are, did well, especially how Resident Evil remake did, recently. I think that was one of the top-selling digital games. Was the remake of, I think it was on the PS4. It was one of the top-selling digital games, like remake-wise and stuff. Or digital game, my bad. It was a top-selling digital game, but it did really good for a remake. Could be wrong on that, but that's what I heard. But what do you think about Capcom, remaking some games? What would you like to see from Capcom remade? Real Gamer 27.
Oh shoot, man! They got so many good games, man. I'm a fan of Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, Animusha. I think that's how you pronounce it, Animusha. Even freaking what's that game with the dinosaurs?
Dino Crisis.
It's kind of like Dino Crisis. Oh yeah, that was the game back then. I think they stopped on Darkest Heat, and I played that on my original Xbox. It was kind of different from Dino Crisis 1 and 2, and Dino Crisis 1 and 2 kind of had like the same setup as Resident Evil, like with the fixed angles and all that. But I liked it, and if we get those maybe Dino Crisis 1 or 2 remastered or something like that. 3 was okay, but I like the first and second one better. And I'm a huge I like Mega Man, and it'd be nice if they could come back with some Mega Man or something, because a lot of people love Mega Man, and I will say Street Fighter, but no, I'd probably say leave that alone. But I'd say maybe more Resident Evils, Animusha, what else? Dino Crisis. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see at least my favorite, game from them was Resident Evil 2. I love that game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that remade. That was one of my favorite Resident Evils. But I mean, Capcom has such a big library; it's not even funny. That's why I'm surprised they didn't get, bought by anybody with their, financial problems. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you and how's it going, Bear Hugger and Nick?
What's up, man?
Section. What do you think, Grimpachi, about the whole Capcom wanting to do more remasters?
Well, if I could choose some stuff I want remastered, it would be like the Onimusha series, Beautiful Joe. They already remade Okami, so it wouldn't really be a reason to ask for that.
It's not on PS4 though.
Yeah, they already. I guess they HD'd the original 3 Devil May Cry, but I want them to completely overhaul Devil May Cry 3. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't want them to remaster games because they're gonna do it anyway. I would rather them make new games, but if they're gonna remaster stuff, that's what I want. And they do need to make new games. Like I don't really
Yeah, I
want to play
agree.
the
I agree
same
with
crap
that.
over and over. Like I need some
For
new
sure.
stuff.
Well, like somebody told me, one of my buddies I play with on PS4, Sicilian, he made a good point. A lot of these, remasters and stuff, the reason why they're doing so good and these developers are actually doing them, and I agree with them, is because a lot of these people that buy games nowadays, they're scared to buy, stuff that's new. They rather buy stuff they played and play it again that they liked. Does that make? I know it sounds stupid, but look how well Grand Theft Auto 5's selling. I mean, a lot of these remakes, and it's because people don't want to take a chance on something new. I mean, and that's
It's because
basically
video games are starting to kind of suck. I mean, like the indie devs, the indie guys are really starting to bring some new fresh air into this because the AAA games nowadays are crap. I'm sorry, they really are. Like they're poorly made. They're all focused on graphics, which is fine, I guess. But I mean, how much money do you have to put in a game to get it to run properly? It's like they put millions and millions of dollars into this and they don't fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to release every year, which is fucked up. Like you can't do that. I mean, I was reading some article that one of the developers for them was talking about. He's like, you can't feasibly make a game in a year and make it run stably, and they're just like, okay, let's do it anyway. So it's really bad.
Yep, I agree. What do you think, Braden? What do you think
About Capcom, I want to see a new Final Fight game, and I want to see a real new Final Fight game because I used to play that shit all the time. I'm serious. I want a Final fucking Fight game, old school. No, and I want Monster Hunter to come back on the PS4 because it originally was on the PSP, and then it jumped ship to Wii, and like I think it would sell a lot on the PS4 because there's people that are looking for a Monster Hunter style game, and there is one, I can't remember what it's called on the PS4, but people really want Monster Hunter. So do I, and I would play it on PS4 totally, no problem. And then I'm thinking like maybe a Ghost and Goblins remake, but like an HD one would be cool. But that's about it, really. I mean, new games, please.
What if Mega Man? Can they do that or no?
Mega Man would be fine, but I've fucking played Mega Man all my life. You know, I'm kind of wishing I can get Mighty Number 9 right now. I do not know if that's on all platforms or if it's just on the Wii. So
That's on everything, I think.
Okay, it is good. I'll be buying that then. That'd be a good successor to it for now. I'm gonna try that in Project Ukulele and see if we can fill my Banjo-Kazooie void.
And that's supposed to be coming out soon, I believe, unless they delayed that. Mighty Number 9. That's supposed to come. I thought it was supposed to come around now, sometime around now, but maybe not. Maybe they delayed it. I don't know. I haven't heard nothing.
Ukulele is supposed to come out on all systems too, so I mean it's the Banjo-Kazooie successor. Have you heard anything about that, Dave?
What happened?
Have you heard anything about the Banjo-Kazooie remake? It's not remake, but it's a successor, kind of like Mighty Number 9 is to Mega Man. It's called Project Ukulele.
I don't look too much into that.
Okay, well, it's
on Banjo and Kazooie.
yeah. I was in a lot of the. I was a big Nintendo guy, like I said. So this is a huge deal. I mean, this is like a motherfucking huge deal. They did their Kickstarter and received their goal within like a record time limit. I mean, they got over the goal. So this is just good news for Banjo-Kazooie fans.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm happy for people if they get, games that they want. Like I give the Nintendo fan base hell, but I don't want to see the Wii U go without no games because I got.
No, this is coming out on all systems. It's not just the Wii U. It's coming out on PS4. That's why I'm excited for it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, Old Dirty, about Capcom? Would you want to see them do more remakes, remasters, whatever you want to call them?
I mean, I wouldn't want them to, but I mean, if they're gonna do it, I'd rather see, like Onimusha, Beautiful Joe, or even a old classic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it off the NES. It's called Legendary Wings. They can put that in the store. Update that. It's a nice little top-down shooter. That was one of my favorite games, and I still have it for the NES. So yeah, those are a couple of games I would like to see them do. If they're gonna go into this remake thing.
I mean, they got a big library to do stuff. So I mean, I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of Resident Evil games remade. I don't know if they're gonna go remake any Street Fighters. I don't think they would do that, but who knows? I mean, I know we got Street Fighter 5 coming and stuff, but I'm just saying I don't think they'll remake the original, any of the like Street Fighter 2 or anything. But who
I'm kind of
knows?
sick of Street Fighter personally. I mean, it's getting old.
I don't know. I'm
If
looking
there's
forward to Street Fighter
if there's a fighting game that I would like for them to bring back, and I used to play it at the time Dreamcast and at the arcades, is Marvel Comics vs. Capcom 2.
Oh
That
yeah.
shit was the shit. That was the fucking shit. I had a great time.
Oh, I did Capcom versus
go ahead.
SNK a lot, dude. That was my game on the fucking Dreamcast. Capcom versus SNK, dude. Fucking great game.
Those games back then I loved them games.
They had a Street Fighter style, so you could like try out the Street Fighter moves. Like most of the fighter games were either Mortal Kombat controls or Street Fighter controls, so you could do all like the up, down, forward, back, B, A, crap, based on that game. So like they're all based on Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Is basically what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All the moves are there. It's like the same thing.
Well,
Yeah.
if Capcom do that with like Street Fighter, I think they should redo, but I don't think they can actually do it because I don't think they have the license anymore. But the game that came out on the original Wii was called Capcom versus Takanaku, something like that. And I don't think they have the rights for Takanaku. I don't think they have the rights to that, so that's why it was never ported over to like the PS3 and 360. So it's just going to be exclusive to the Wii. Unless they can do something, I like to see that game, redid. You know what I'm saying, like the other Street Fighters, because it was a good game. You might not know too many characters from the Japanese side, but I knew maybe like 3 of them from the Japanese side, and it was an awesome game on the Wii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna it's gonna happen whether they whatever they're gonna remake everything they can. They see money in that, and they're gonna do it. I mean, I guess that would save Capcom money if they just remade games instead of having to develop new shit, especially with them being in financial problems. So I mean, that's probably why they're aiming to do that. So I don't know. Next thing I want to talk about. I'd hate to talk about this because it's been beat with a dead horse, but I never covered this. Because haven't done the podcast in a few weeks, and I'm going to talk about it briefly. I just want to go through it because people were asking me in the live stream about it and stuff, and I just want to talk about it anyways. The whole Batman Arkham Knight season pass. I know it's been forever with it, but like you guys, I know it's been beat with a dead horse, but I never really did a video or anything on it. Never talked about it. So. What is your thoughts on the real game? Are you getting it? Is it coming out? Are you gonna get it or?
Oh shoot, man! That was gonna be one of my first games I was gonna buy whenever I bought my PS4. But after hearing that, I heard get a lot of feedback in the background.
Like it hurts so you freaks out.
Get a lot of feedback background, Dave.
Hold on.
Brandon put it on the table.
Can you hear anything now? I just muted Brandon.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, okay. No, well, yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I'm gonna buy PS4 because of that Arkham Knight. It looks really cool. Don't get me wrong, the game looks awesome, man. It's just these freaking DLC practices these days, man. It's got me in the head like, god damn, like what the fuck? The freaking season pass is supposed to be like a 6 months to $40. Of course, well, I read what was in the season pass. It's okay. It's decent amount of content, but you're gonna another thing. I really don't know what's the game length. I don't know how long is this game. This game could be 5 to 6 hours, and after you beat the game in the 5-6 hour span, we don't know what it is. Then all of a sudden, the DLC, I say it kind of I guess takes up a little bit more time. But all I'm saying is, I need to know the game length first before I want to spend $40 on that season pass. And I don't know, man. I really don't know. I want to get the game, but if I have to wait a few months until I get this game in the bargain bin, whatever, then I have to wait. But am I going to buy it? Yes, I'll eventually buy it. But is it a day one purchase for me right now? Probably not.
Yeah, okay, I can respect that. What about you, Grimpachi? Are you getting it for PC or?
More than likely I'm gonna get it for PC. I mean, I may pick up a console, but I'm probably gonna play it on my PC. But I have no issues with the DLC in Batman or really any DLC practice. I've already made a video talking about this. I think a lot of people are just upset because of the price, and that's about it. That's all they care about. They see 60 plus 40 equals 100, not even realizing that they don't even have to buy the season pass. They don't have to buy any of the DLC. They don't even know if they even want the DLC. They act like all the DLC content they know for a fact they ripped out of the game with no proof. They just flipping over crazy crap. All I know is all the Batman games before the DLC has been extra content that you honestly don't need. It's pretty. I won't say they're shit, but they're not that great. If it's like any other Batman DLC, it'll be alright content, and they're selling it for $40. Don't buy it if you don't want it. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the price is really upsetting people. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm with Grimpachi. That game's gonna be good. I'm getting it. I love all the Batman games. I even liked Origins, and a lot of people didn't like Origins. I could understand what they didn't like about Origins because it was kind of funny that you had Batman. That was supposed to be a prequel, and he had all this new technology. And I was like, if it's a prequel, he won't have that stuff. But you know,
He's
I don't
my
know.
favorite superhero if I had one, yeah. He's pretty cool. Those games are pretty good too. The Wii U one kind of sucks because the frame rate drops, but other than that.
Yeah, I thought it was good though. I don't know. I like all the Batman.
The games, yeah, they were good. Just, dude, the Wii U went down to like 20 frames per second. It was like really choppy. It was bad. Like, oh man.
You gotta, like, people gotta put their foot down somewhere, because if they can get away with $40, I mean, you gotta understand, this is a single-player game. This isn't a multiplayer. Like, I expect that for Battlefield and Call of Duty, there with their season passes, and I know Destiny's season pass was expensive, but that's another multiplayer. I'm talking about single-player games. The highest one I saw before this, I think, was Far Cry's. I think there was $30 or $29, something like that. But you get a lot of stuff with that one. But I think Evil Within was $20. I think Dying Lights was $20. But like on the PC, Grimpachi, they get deals, right? Like the games are cheaper and the season passes, right?
You can pick up Batman Arkham Knight right now for probably like $25.
Yeah, see, so I mean that's crazy.
But I mean, like this is my thing. Like, you know, I know you said like, well, you know, the multiplayer stuff. You expect that, you know, for now. I think Batman does have co-op, but $40. You know, people will complain about Call of Duty every year, and they can't stand it, but they'll buy that $50 season pass. Batman, who has had, I mean, let's be honest, they had consistent good games. Some people didn't like Arkham Origins, some people did, but Rocksteady, their Batman games have been consistent. They've been good titles. All of a sudden now it's like, oh, $40 for a season pass. Oh God, like, you know, they're just flipping out. And really, anytime someone says a certain company has good DLC practice, really look at it. What was people saying? Mario Kart 8 had good DLC, a good DLC plan before the DLC was released, and before people really knew how good the tracks played and how long people would be playing on them online. The reason why it was good, it was like $12. That's the only reason. It was $12. It's just like people would sit and say Hyrule Warriors, they had great DLC practice. How is that when Hyrule Warriors also had, what's that thing people complain about when retail exclusive DLC? It also had it had a season pass as well before. Like people were like, Batman's having a season pass before the game launches. That's bad. I'm like, almost every game does that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like, you know, it's like they're selective in their rage. It's really weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit of interesting news right now. It just popped up. I kind of got to tell you guys. PSN is currently down. They're experiencing issues. PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 are affected. For some reason, I guess everything's down the web. See, this right here is kind of pissing me off. So try to go on your PS4 right now. You're not going to be able to. That's the only thing Sony does that pisses me off. Is their web?
Well, they probably got attacked again by somebody.
God damn, dude! I'm afraid to put my credit card information on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it on there.
Yeah, that's scary. I was just letting you guys know, but carry on. That's fucked up.
No, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. You could bitch about it. You could sell the PS4. It's like, I don't know. It's so.
I'm not doing that. No, I'm not going that far. Fuck that. It's the one thing they do wrong, though. It's just like if they did that, fix that up, it'd be perfect. Flawless almost.
Well, they did. I mean, I don't know. From when I got the PS4, I'm not trying to go off topic, but when I got the PS4 with the voice chat quality when it first came out, it was kind of It's getting better, it seems. See, you know, friends messages, when you message somebody, it takes a while. Now I can message people right away. So things are improving, but yeah, it does go down for maintenance and also.
Is it ironic that PSN's down, though, when the flash sales are going on? That's
Well,
kind
I'm
of
glad I got to buy The Wolf Among Us before the fucking thing.
something nice conspiracy.
But yeah, pretty much. What do you think, Old Dirty, with the whole Batman Arkham Knight? Are you picking it up? Are you gonna boycott it because of the season pass, or?
I'm not gonna boycott it because of the season pass. It's $40. I'm just gonna bypass the DLC. I really don't know what's in it. I think like Batgirl or something is in it, her adventure or story or whatever. It all depends. How long is the story? You know what I'm saying? If it's a good amount of hours for a story, maybe I consider, thinking about getting it. But it's like a fucking 2 hour story. You know what I'm saying? It's like it ain't worth it, and those skins is not worth it either. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a different color Batman or look like Nightwing and all that.
Well, what I heard, there's gonna be a different Batmobiles. I don't know if they're gonna be like skins or anything, different looking Batmobile skins or whatever, but I think they are different Batmobiles. I don't know if they drive different. I don't know if they're the same Batmobile and just look different. I don't know. But I know there's different Batmobiles of some type. But I don't know. They know this. This is what they do know. They know people that love Batman and love these games are going to buy that season pass. They know people that want to play the game, they don't really care too much about Batman, but like the games, they might not go out and buy the season pass. They know they got the people that will, though, and they'll make their money that way, But I think they're getting, I will have to say, they're getting a little ridiculous on $40 for single-player DLC. I mean, Call of Duty, like Grimpachi says, why is it okay for Call of Duty and stuff? I agree with him. It's not all right for one to do the other, but I kind of expect this from Call of Duty. And, Battlefield, they've been doing it for a little while, but Call of Duty's been doing it the longest, but I don't think it's right. But a single-player game now doing it, it's just crazy. It's like everybody's trying to jump on that train. But Grimpachi is right. You can't pick at one and not the other, so I give him that.
But I have to go with hey Dave, I want to comment on what I think it was Grimpachi, what he said, about the DLC for Mario Kart. I think the whole thing with Mario Kart was actually, a good deal, because what you got for $11, $12, that wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 characters, what you get like 4, was it 8? Like 8 bikes and 12 courses. So that wasn't bad. I mean, that was good DLC right there. Anybody, would jump on that. Like 16 tracks. Like anybody would jump on that, because basically you look at it like, okay, $11, $12, that's damn near like, a half a game, half a Mario Kart game that you paid $60 for. And you're only paying, $11. That's not bad. Now the Batman thing with $40, I want to know what all I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? And whatever story mission Batgirl has, it got to be more than 2 hours. I don't want to drive in a different Batmobiles, because how long are you going to be in the Batmobile in the game? You're not going to be driving it for no long period of time. You're going to go to point A to point B, or however they're going to have it, and you're not going to be in the Batmobile that long. It's just going to be like all the other Arkham cities and Arkham Asylum games. They threw the Batmobile in because people wanted to play it. So yeah, now they're going to throw you in there. You're going to get to, drive around a little bit. And we already know how Gotham looks. It's toe up. So you really ain't going to really be able to maneuver and drive around all that, like you want in the game. It's not going to be like Grand Theft Auto. You just hop in the Batmobile and just drive around. And no, it's going to be certain areas you can't go. And certain areas the Batmobile can't go. So that's my whole thing about it.
You can't tell me it ain't going to be cool to drive damn Batmobile in a video game.
Oh, it's going to be, no, I'm saying it's cool, but just think about it. How long is you going to actually be doing the many missions in the Batmobile? You're not.
I don't know. They set it up to where you go to like the old, like Arkham City was, and they make the map bigger. I'm assuming it's going to be bigger than Arkham City. I don't know for sure, but that was a pretty big environment,
But it was a big environment, but you was limited to where, like, Batman can go.
Like, I remember in the trailers for Batman Arkham Knight, almost all the trailers said Ace Chemical Lab. Remember Batman games, you in buildings a lot of the time. You ain't bringing the vehicle in there with you. I wouldn't think so. I don't think you'll be blowing any walls in no building and driving in, you know, doing some crazy crap. That Batmobile, like he said, I think it is going to be very limited. It may not even be where you could just I don't even think it'll be to a point where you could just use it. It's going to come up at certain points. It may be just like that, where depending on when the story needs it, it'll pop up. It's not. I don't think it's going to be like you're just driving around Gotham cruising. I don't think it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know until we see. I know this is their last game that they're doing, Rocksteady, so they might go all out on it. You know, you don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that at least it's. I mean, I don't know if it'll be like Grand Theft Auto or nothing, like, but who knows? We don't know yet. You know, I mean, like, there is one thing though. You don't have to buy the season pass. It's not a gun to your head saying, "Hey, you got to buy this damn thing." You know, and you know, one thing people got to realize. You know, if you wait for something, you will get a great deal. Like, for example, Mortal Kombat, you know, people upset with the whole DLC of that, you know, and how you have to buy the combat pack. If you wait 6 months down the road, you'll get everything for $50 like like what's going on with Shadow of Mordor now. For $50, you get it all. You know, you get all the DLC, and you know, it is what it is. You just gotta wait. They know they got these people that just cannot wait. They gotta have that game day one, and those are the people that lose out. It's like these games where they release the episodes, like they're releasing one episode there, one episode there, like Resident Evil Revelations 2. With me buying each episode when it came out, I ended up paying more than what it is when you buy the physical disc. Because I bought the extra episodes and the extra character for the raid mode. Everything I bought equaled out to be more money than if I would have bought the game if I would have waited. You know, sometimes you gotta wait. Like, it's the best thing to do. Because, you know, like The Witcher, for example, they're gonna have a season pass with that. But, I mean, if you wait on that, you'll get everything, you know. I don't know, it's all if you want to wait. I don't think many people, big Batman fans, want to wait when that game drops. I know I don't, but some games it's just better to wait. You don't lose out in money, but games are getting expensive. They're not $60 no more if you want the full thing. I mean, Batman's going to be $100 pretty much if you want that game. You know, if you want everything included, the season pass in the game. That's pretty expensive. But yeah, that's pretty much, I want to just cover that. I think we got everybody's opinion on that. Pretty much is... What else has been going on with third party? I'm trying to think. We'll just move to Microsoft news. What do you guys? What do you guys think about the whole Xbox One following the PS4?
In one country.
In real game.
That really came as a surprise, man, because of course we got the release of the Bloodborne on the PS4, which so like I believe did it sell? Did it come out in April? Am I right? Is it April?
What are you talking about? Like this is for the month of April. They outsold the PS4.
Yeah. The Bloodborne could come out in April, because if it did come out, then I'm advised on how Xbox outsold the PS4.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at this, for example. Look how many price drops the Xbox One has had. You know, PS4 has been going strong at $400. You know, there has been some deals where you get a PS4 for $350. I seen a Last of Us bundle on something recently for $350, but Xbox's price is $350, and I think on Amazon you can get it for $340. So, yeah, I mean. Yeah. It's kind of like if you want a next-gen system and you don't have much money, you go with the Xbox One.
It's something for somebody who's getting into. I agree, it's something for somebody who's getting into like games. It's to test the waters. It's like it's a little bit weaker, you know. It's a little bit inferior, I believe, and it's just like, okay, if you want to spend if you want $50 more, you get the PS4. So I don't get that really. Why people buy the Xbox One? It's just not that. I don't think it's as good.
It just depends on all the games that you like. If you like Uncharted, you go get a PlayStation. If you like Halo, you go get an Xbox.
I hate Halo and Uncharted. I hate the AAA things, dude. God, I hate them both.
Yeah. Right.
Now,
Right
wait a
now.
second. They do have Gears of War 4. That's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know if it's. We'll get in that in a second. But pretty much, were you surprised, Will Gamer, or
Yeah,
the
I was
whole
very surprised.
Xbox One selling the PS4?
Yeah, because
And let me fix this too. I assume this is just in the United States, not globally.
Mm-hmm.
Is
That's what I said. Like, it's just not global because
I think this is just in the United States, if I'm correct, right? Does anybody know?
No. That's for the North America only. That's for North America only. Global wise, PS4 outsells the Xbox One because we already know Xbox. In Japan, nobody don't buy Xbox Ones, and in Europe, that's PlayStation territory in Europe. So globally, PlayStation, it's outsell the Xbox One, don't matter how you look at it. But I'm just real surprised because Xbox One hadn't had an exclusive since the Master Chief Collection, am I right? And the PS.
Save that for a second.
Pushed his face
I was really trying to get to that with the whole thing of it. They haven't had anything. I want to save this for the end, but I'll ask it now with this question. So far, out of the big three, when it comes to exclusives, who's really winning so far?
Who's winning?
Like, I want to know, like, honestly, when it comes to Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, and I'm not counting what's coming. I'm saying what's out right now this year. Who has the better games, like, when I hear them people talk about exclusives that came out this year? Because what I know from Sony, they released MLB The Show, Bloodborne, and The Order, and then you got Nintendo that had Kirby and the Rainbow fucking Curse and Mario Party 10, and then you have fucking Microsoft. What the hell did they release?
So are we talking about true exclusives, or are we talking about like?
I'm talking about exclusive that you go to the store and buy. That's worth a shit.
I mean, because the Xbox One did have a game that was highly rated, and everybody was praising it. It did have Ori in the Blind Forest.
Okay, that's one game.
Yeah, that is one. That is like, I mean, I don't know why. Like, I don't follow sales, and I don't really care. Like, the only thing I could think of why the Xbox One beat out the PS4, the price, and then you gotta think, dude. Like, I like the Souls games. I like the FromSoft games, but how many people in America really like that? I don't know too many. And then a lot of people didn't like Bloodborne. Not Bloodborne. What's the other game? The Order.
The Order.
So really, to some people, it was almost like the PS4 had nothing, the Xbox One had nothing, but the Xbox One's cheaper. In America, that's what it kind of seems like. Because I mean, if you don't care about Bloodborne, a lot of people shat on The Order, so it's like the PS4 has no games right now. The Xbox One has no games.
The show, and that's the only baseball game you can get.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. People like MLB. People like baseball, like the sport. I don't know too many that play the video games, but that's also an acquired taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like baseball is not something everybody's just like, oh, I love baseball.
Out of the three, though, if you had to choose, which one would you go with if you're just going by exclusives? If you had to,
just exclusives for this year, or the exclusive this whole generation?
This year, because I've been hearing a lot of people say, they go, oh, well, Nintendo's got these great games, but what's come out this year for Nintendo that's so great? I'm saying with Microsoft too.
Well, when it comes with Microsoft, right? If we're counting like what you guys would consider exclusive.
I'm counting exclusives that are worth the shit. I guess.
All right, so the Wii U has Kirby. The Wii U has Kirby, because I'm not counting Mario Party 10. The PS4 had Bloodborne, because the other exclusives I don't care about, and the Xbox One had Ori. They all sounds ass to me for the most part. I guess.
If you had to play something, which one would you choose?
It would be between Bloodborne and Kirby. I don't know. Because Ori I could play on the computer. I don't know. It would be like between those two.
Well, you kind of get what I'm saying though.
It's not really nothing there for anything for the most part. I mean, Sony has more in numbers.
Yeah.
Sony definitely does have more numbers.
Bloodborne, and I'd take Bloodborne, and as much hell as the Order got, I'd take that over Kirby any fucking day. Oh,
No,
the Wii?
I understand what you're saying, Dave. Yeah, that's all we got this year on Wii U. Yeah, Kirby and Mario Party 8 versus MLB The Show. I'm a baseball fan, so I will be getting that when I get a PS4. Or the 1886 is not worth $60. Like, I will play. It looks fun, but right now it's just not worth the $60. And outstanding game. It looks very fun. So you got those 3 games I'm looking forward to when I get a PS4. And of course, you got the two games on the Wii U, which I'm not interested in. But as for the whole entire year as a whole, I don't even know if Sony is having another exclusive this year. I really don't know.
The thing is, too, with all these delays, how can we say these games are coming that are supposed to be coming?
The Rise of the Tomb Raider is supposed to be coming out this year. That's supposed to be exclusive.
I won't believe it till I see it.
Yeah, you're right. I guess we won't know until E3. But I thought
Quantum Break was coming this year. Where's that? That's next year.
Yeah, I thought Deep Down was coming out. I haven't heard from that.
The reason what I'm doing is counting what's out now. Like I see all these people say, "Oh well, this is explosive this year for this console." Well, right now, all I'm seeing is games from Sony
it's like this. Okay, since PlayStation got out, would like to play. I don't really know what they have coming out the rest of this year, but as far as Nintendo, they promised us Star Fox, which I would do and play, and Devil's Third. So that's and Xenoblade. It's the 3 games I am looking forward to play. Just like the 3 games I'm looking forward to play with the PS4. But as of other, I just don't know, to be honest. Because with Mario Maker, that looks like I don't know. It looks fun, but it's not a day one purchase for me. But Star Fox,
They're building Mario Maker to be up like this huge game. They're holding on.
I guess it depends on how much of a Mario fan you are. I'm a Mario fan, but I don't go crazy.
And in a way, I wouldn't go this far, but in a way, isn't that kind of like it's like an old Mario game that you just make your own levels? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically.
It's just a Mario creation tool, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask that question because I see a lot of people, I'm not saying nothing bad against Next Gen 720, but I just watched his video. I watched his video on Gears of War. They announced the remaster. He's saying, this is gonna be the best game, and and they're talking about like Bloodborne's the shit, and I'm just sitting there and like they got all these. He's talking about all these games coming, but I was like, what do you got now? Like, what's out now? Like, if I was to buy an Xbox One that came out this year, what would I be going for right now?
Did you hear his argument? He said if the Xbox One sold the PS4 in America with more exclusive games out right now. He said that goes to show that exclusives really don't matter, or some shit like that.
Exclusives don't matter.
He said they must don't matter. He said the exclusives. His exclusives must don't matter if the Xbox One outsold the PS4 in America with no exclusives, basically.
Yeah, kind of got a point.
Yeah, but the thing they got to take into consideration, you're doing these price drops. Sony didn't even do a price drop, and it's still doing well. Like, they didn't even have now imagine if Sony drops their price. What's going to go on there? I mean, you gotta think, people want a next-gen system. And they don't have much money. They're gonna go with the Xbox One. Like example, you got a family that don't have much money. That $50 makes a difference. It does. I mean, those parents are gonna be like, "Oh, this is $350. I'm not spending $50 more if I don't have to." You're getting the Xbox One. That's the way it goes. But what do you now, Grimpachi? Did I get you of what you think about the whole PS4 and or Xbox One outselling the PS4?
I mean, like I said, I don't follow sales. It really makes me no difference. They outsold it or not. I just don't care. Like that's pretty much it.
Well, the reason I said this is because I had to look for something to do with Microsoft news, and that's what I found. That's what was there when I typed it in. So
there is other news. About they supposed to be giving us more.
We'll finish this topic, and if we got more, I got other things I want to talk about, but that was the big news that I see more things than anything was Xbox One outsold the PS4. That seems what, and I see all these people commenting on these things. That's what people care about, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying Grimpachi don't. I'm not saying Grimpachi, but most of them. That's what people care about nowadays. People like me and Old Dirty were talking before the podcast. Nowadays, people don't care about what games are really coming out or what this game's doing. If a game is coming, they care if that thing's 1080p, 60 frames a second, or they care about what game's selling more. They don't. It don't matter what the game's got in it. What's going on with this? You got some people it matters to, but the people that are the majority, they want to know like what's selling better. What they want some ammo for their console. It's what it comes down to. It is what it is. I don't control it.
Are you guys there? What the hell's going on?
I thought you supposed to be talking.
What you talking about? I was just listening to Dave.
Oh, I thought he was calling your name.
Nah, he said something to me, but I didn't know it was a rebuttal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what happened?
I heard you, Dave. Okay.
Oh no,
I didn't say. I was like, all right.
Yeah, we just muted out for us.
Oh, I was telling him it's just telling most people care about this sales stuff. I don't know. See, the whole thing. What I'm trying to do, that's the news I've found. I got a couple other things. I'm trying to keep it like I didn't get to talk to you guys before the podcast, but we're gonna try to keep going with news. Like we're gonna go to each company and then go to the next one, and that's what I found on that. That's the big news with Microsoft that everybody seems to care about. I'm not saying Rapachi cares or whoever, but there's a majority of people that I guess they do care about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. Shoot.
No. But what were you saying, Braden?
Did Braden, did he lag out again or something?
I hear you. You were lagging a little. Let's see. I'll wait till he fixes the mic, yes. Old Dirty, what do you think about the whole Xbox One PS4? Do you care or no?
No, not really. I mean, shit, it was bound to happen one day,
Well, hasn't it happened
that's
before?
true.
I think they've outsold them in America one time before I saw them.
Yeah, they did. I think they did it over the last holiday. They outsold, I think for like Black Friday and Christmas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I seen Crap Gamer said the tides have turned now. Like, everything's turning around. Like, they're going to have an explosive E3 now because they have so much momentum going now. I mean...
Okay, if that's what he that's what he say. I don't even go to his channel really.
Yeah, I saw it. Somebody had me watch. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watch their stuff sometimes, but they just fanboys, man. I don't really deal with fanboys, man. I like games from all sisters, man. If there's a channel that speak that bias, man, I really don't too much fuck with them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looked at, I guess, as a Sony fanboy undercover. I'm not a Nintendo fan. All kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Check 1 2. Checking the mic. Am I good now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, a lot of people think you
figure,
control the world all day.
I mean, I'll put it as if it's a game out there, man, that you want to play and it's not on the console of your choice, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, just go out and buy the system and play it, you know what I'm saying? If you got a couple of games you want to play, it's not on your console. It's like most of these people on YouTube, man, it's like, to me, I don't know, man. It's like they scared to buy another console. I don't know if they can afford it. I don't know. Look, just go play the games. You know what I'm saying? Go play the games. That's what I do.
Seems like the Xbox guys, for instance, they paid $500 for this, half of them. You know what I mean? And now they're like, fuck. I'm stuck with this. They're like emotionally attached to it because they probably paid $150 more than what it's worth now. So that's what I think.
RXL says it came as a surprise. You do realize there has been months where Xbox One outsold PS4, right? And then he said Xbox One outsold the PS4 because it may not exactly be a big month for consoles. So that's what RXL has to say about that. Do you agree with RXL or anybody?
Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Don't spray it in your face.
Yeah.
They're taking games like I just want to talk about Nintendo for a minute. I was bring up what I was talking about earlier. Kirby, they took away his powers. They took away his powers.
Like all I talk about is Nintendo. That's why I'm trying to talk about Microsoft and everybody else. Next thing with Microsoft is the whole Gears of War remake. All right, are you guys looking forward to that? Real Gamer 27.
Yeah, you know, it looks something I would like to go back and play, but, you know, what I told you before we did the podcast, like, you know, whenever we keep on getting these announcements with things that already have other sequels, like, if it has sequels to it, like, especially if they, like, 5 years and older, like, I think Gears of War the original came out, I think, 10 years ago or whatever. But, like I say, why not get the collection, Gears of 1 through 3, just like they announced God of War 3, why not give us God of War 1 through 3? You know, what's up with the collection? I just feel that that's shady business practices, man. Especially if they you know, slap a $60 price tag. I don't know. It's you know, Gears of War. It's a big game. You know, it's a popular game. Most likely, it's either gonna be $50 or it's gonna be $60. Is it gonna be 20 or 30? Fuck no, I'm gonna be 20 or 30 because a lot of people they've been wanting Gears of War, you know, for a long time. Even they've been Crown War Remastered, so don't expect a cheap price. I'm just being honest. But like I say, am I going to get it? I might get it at a cheaper price.
Well, I was hoping. I was a big fan of Gears of War. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But I only really played the first one, and when it came to the second one, I loved it. But I played the multiplayer more on the second one. I never got to really play the story. I was just hooked on the multiplayer. I never got to play the third one, and I never got to play Judgment. So I was hoping, like you were, where we would have got a whole like Marcus Phoenix collection, you know, and then I could have played all the stories, but. Now I'm going to be buying the game that I played to death, which I'll love to play. I'm buying it for the multiplayer. I might play the story again because I haven't played it in a long time, but really I don't want just the first one. I want all of them, and I know what they're going to do. They're going to sell us each one. You know, and they're probably going to be $50. I say it'd be $50 a pop. You know, that's what it's going to be. It is what it is. What do you think, Rimpachi? Are you looking forward to Gears of War remake or?
Yeah, man, like I'm a big Gears fan. Like, I got a feeling like that this remake may not be a real remake. I think it may just be the PC copy that they port to the Xbox One. But I mean, if they truly remake it, it should be good, like it was before. You know, I wouldn't mind playing it again.
What do you think they're gonna sell it for? $50, $60?
If it's just Gears 1, they may sell it for 40 like they did Halo Anniversary. They sold that for $40 new. So
okay, that could be possible. Okay, I never thought of that. What do you think? Well, I heard too what they're actually doing with this Gears of War remake. I guess they're putting some stuff in the scenery that wasn't there, like thinking like lights or something that they were saying in this one video I was listening to. I think there's gonna be like some stuff done to the scenery or something. I don't know. And of course, it's going to be, the graphics are going to be, I think it's 1080p 60 frames per second. Am I right or wrong on that?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I know they say it's supposed to be 60 frames per second.
Yeah, 1080p. I just find it's crazy. Like, how can they get that game running at that and they can't get some other games running at 1080? I don't understand that, but that's just me. What do you think about it, Old Dirty? Are you looking forward to the Gears of War remake or?
Yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed Gears. That was one of the main reasons why I actually brought a 360. I wasn't even really looking into buying a 360 of around the launch date. I was just looking to get the Wii and the PS3. But that Gears, you know, man, it was just something about it. It was something different, you know what I'm saying? So, man, when I got it, I loved it, and I picked up all the rest of them. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one.
And I guess Braden dropped out. I guess he's having technical issues, but he'll probably get things working or something. Next thing I'm gonna go with, I guess we'll move to Nintendo since everybody wants to talk. Well, Braden wants to talk about Nintendo, so I'll wait. I'll wait till he comes back. So we'll talk about Sony. I guess Well, first off, was Ratchet and Clank delayed? I believe.
Yes, 2016.
Okay, 2016. What do you
Yep.
think about that? Were you any of you guys looking forward to that? Real gamer.
Oh yeah, man, I play games like that, man. You know, those little wacky I love that stuff. You know, Jack and Dexter, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon. I play games like that when I was younger, man. I enjoyed it. If you had a Sega Saturn, you know, I used to play a game called Bug. That was a freaking fun ass game. And I don't know what the hell happened to that game. You know, I play stuff like that. That's why I like Nintendo, because they got games like that. And if I want to play like a little realistic game, or shooter or whatever, I go to an Xbox or a PlayStation, whatever. I pretty much play them all, man. But yeah, I play games like that. So I'm pretty disappointed that they delayed it.
Yeah, I mean, I never got into any of the Ratchet and Clank games, but I would have gave it a shot. I mean, what the hell? What about you, Grimpachi? Are you a big Ratchet and Clank fan, or?
Yeah, I am. I don't know. Like, it just seems like they're just delaying the milk. You know what I'm saying? Like that franchise has been going on since the PS2 days. They made so many of them. I know they're making a movie. I don't know if this is supposed to be a tie-in with the movie, or like they said it's supposed to be not a remake, but a reboot. Tomb Raider, the way they rebooted, Tomb Raider was a game. Back when games were silly and nothing had to make any type of sense. They're trying to make Laura into a fleshed out character. Are they gonna? I don't even think it's gonna be a reboot. I think it's gonna be just like any other Ratchet and Clank game. It's not gonna be anything different. So, to me, whenever it comes out, if I have a PS4 or whatever, I will play it because I like those types of games. But they're just delaying the milk. That's all it seems.
Yeah, that could be true. I agree. What about you, Old Dirty? Were you looking forward to Ratchet and Clank, or no, or?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed Ratchet and Clank on the PS2 days. So I didn't get a chance to play any on the PS3. Like I got my PS3 like real late in the game. You know what I'm saying? I was just 360 and Wii. But yeah, they doing another Ratchet and Clank for the PS4. Yeah, I definitely pick it up, because those games back then like that, man, they was fun. You know what I'm saying? You just sit down and just have some good gaming fun. It wasn't nothing, too realistic. You know what I'm saying? And at least, it was colors in the game. Colors they got now is what, brown, gray, and black. So yeah, let me see some color in the game now.
Yeah. It kind of sucks they're delaying all these games, but it is what it is. I just think, my opinion, I think they just weren't ready. I think, a lot of people hate that I said this when I did the video. I just think Nintendo kind of pushed things out faster than it was supposed to go, with the Wii U being released a year early, and Sony and Microsoft just jumped the gun. And they actually, a lot of these release dates that we're getting now were their actual release dates. But that's just my theory. Yeah, that's pretty much this of that part. Let me see. PS4, like Braden brought up before the podcast, PS4 they can jailbreak them now. Where is it? It's in Brazil, I believe, or am I right? Grimpachi, or no? Have you heard that, or?
Heard of what?
The whole PS4, they're they can mod them or something now. They can jailbreak them.
Oh, I heard someone mention something about some jailbreaking, but I didn't know where it was coming from.
I can't remember where it was they first did it. I just know now that they can do it. And then I saw a video from somebody, I'm not going to say it, well, I already said his name earlier. I guess Crap Gamer said that this is going to be a big issue for Sony when it was going on last generation with the 360, I mean, I don't see how it's going to, make a big issue. I mean, do you think this is going to be a big problem now that people can jailbreak the PS4s and put games on them or whatever they do,
I mean, it's a big problem for any company when like people can like steal shit and stuff like that. But I mean, for the gamers and stuff like that, they're not gonna care. I mean, look, if you get your games for free, you're not gonna say anything. You don't give a damn. Like for the company, yeah, it may be an issue, but if you can jailbreak you could jailbreak a PS4, you can jailbreak an Xbox One, you can jailbreak anything. Like it's not rocket science. They figure out how to crack a PS4, they'll figure out how to crack an Xbox One, and I know we're not supposed to talk about Nintendo, but I just want to say briefly, I don't know why a lot of people say like the Wii U's uncrackable. I mean, you know how many people had a modded Wii with stolen games? Like, come on, people. Like, I don't know if anybody wants to hack a Wii or fuck up a Wii, but a Wii U. But you know what I'm saying? But because what are you stealing? There's nothing to steal. There's nothing on there that you want to play. You know, so what? You know, that's not a joke, but that's me being serious. But anyway.
But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we know you agree with that.
Oh, what do you think? Did I ask you real game, or did I ask you right, or no?
No, you hadn't, but I didn't know anything about that story. You could skip me. I didn't know anything about that.
Well, yeah, it's something I heard recently. Braden brought it up before the podcast, and that was just something I just figured we'd talk about. What about you, Old Dirty? What do you think about it? Do you think it's going to hurt Sony or anything like that, or you?
You know what? I really don't know if it'll actually like hurt Sony because I mean, all their consoles, you know, was people broke into them, was able to mod them and you know burn the games and stuff like that. So I mean, starting from PlayStation 1 to now, you know what I'm saying, even Microsoft, Nintendo, all of them did the same thing, and I don't really think it'll hurt them, you know, because people still went out and brought the games. But you know, you do have some people that they figure, hey, why buy the game? You know, I could just download it off the internet for free. You know, some people download it, if they liked it, they went and bought the game. You know what I'm saying? But you got some people that just take it. So I don't really think it really hurt them because it's been going on for so long.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just something that's bound to happen because they were doing it last generation, and I
mean they even do PC like that. You know, so yeah. I don't think it's hurting PC. You know.
That is true. Other than that, Ratchet and Clank, I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't know. I guess people are complaining about The Witcher 3 having frame rate issues. I've heard the same thing, something with the Xbox One, not the frame rate issues, but I forgot to mention this with Microsoft news. The Witcher is pretty much going to be 1080p in some areas of the game, and then PS4 is having frame rate issues with their version. What's your thoughts on that, Real Gamer?
That probably tells you that the game fully ready. That's basically where I'm coming from, and maybe they should delay this game because this is one of the games I'm looking forward to because just looking at it graphically, it looks beautiful, and that looks like something I would freaking play for a long time, you know, and I believe it's probably coming out next week or 2 weeks.
Tuesday, I believe.
Oh, this Tuesday. Oh, I probably won't be getting it. I'll probably hit there in a few weeks.
There's people that already have the game on PlayStation. The streaming things on the app on that. When you go to Twitch app on that, there's people that all have The Witcher now. It looks awesome.
Oh, really?
I was watching one stream. The fucking guy chops the dude's head off. It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you have sex in that game, everything. I never got into The Witcher. I didn't know about it. And now that I see it, I kind of want to get it, but I gotta wait. I can't go out and I know you can get it on PSN for $53. That ain't too bad. I know PC will be cheaper, but I'm just saying for digital download, it's cheap on the PlayStation Store. What about you, Grimpachi? The whole thing with, in certain areas it's going to be 1080p on the Xbox, and then I guess PS4 is having frame rate issues. Do you think this game wasn't ready, or?
No, I don't think it wasn't ready. I just think the systems are limited. I mean, that's just what it is. They can't do everything. They can't get the system to do certain things, so they do these little tricks and maneuvers. I mean, it's no different than Wolfenstein does the same thing. Has that Killzone Shadowfall did this little graphical trick with the resolutions. Games back in the day used to do it, but that's when no one cared about resolutions and frame rate. Like Gears of War 2 and 3 did this thing where it would randomly increase the resolution. So I mean it's nothing new. This is just people just care all of a sudden now. Like, I don't think the game should be delayed. It's going to come out Tuesday. It's going to be probably good, and it's just the systems can't do everything. That's what it boils down to.
Oh, okay. What about you, Old Dirty? Did you hear about any of these news going on with The Witcher, with the issues with the Xbox? Well, it ain't issues with Xbox One. I guess it's gonna be 1080p in some areas, and then the PS4 had issues with the frame rate. And then, are you gonna get The Witcher? Like, I guess I'll include that all in the question. Are you there, Old Dirty?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead. Say that again,
Oh.
Dave. I'm sorry.
I guess there's issues with the PS4 version of The Witcher, something to do with frame rate issues. And the Xbox One, I guess it's going to be 1080p in some areas. I think the game's supposed to be 900p if my memory serves me correct. But then in some areas it's going to be 1080p. They're going to be using dynamic scaling. That's what I heard. And, do you think that they weren't ready? And are you planning on getting The Witcher? Bunch of questions at once.
First of all, never played any of the Witchers. I would have to look. I have to, look on YouTube to see some gameplay. How the game is before I actually go out and buy it. Like I said, I never played it. This whole dynamics thing. If it's a 900p and it's going to 1080p, I don't think you're gonna notice a big difference unless it's going from 720p to 1080p. You probably see a difference, but from 9 to 10, 1080, you ain't gonna see a big difference. And the whole thing with Sony's frame rate issue, I'm not sure how that'll be. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really gonna drop significant where it's just damn near unplayable in certain areas? Because I think every game has a few drops in frames. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the PS4 would just be that bad. You know what I'm saying? They probably just letting people know, like, hey, we know y'all like to count frames, so we just gonna let y'all know there's gonna be some dips, but it's still playable. But like I said, I think Gamer27, I think he the one that just said, people are really into it too much with all this frame rate and visuals. I want 1080p. I don't want no 900p. That's weak. Motherfucker, you can't tell the difference between 900p and 1080p. You just can't. You can't. It's just 100 pixels. You're not going to see the difference. You know what I'm saying? So just play the games, man. That's all I say. Just play the games, no matter what it's in. It could be 720p. As long as I'm having fun with it and it's a good game, I don't care what resolution it's in. But I mean, you got a lot of gamers, man. I guess they figure, their console of choice supposed to do everything under the sun, and it's not a PC. I say go get a PC if you want all that, each game.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, you never really worried about any of this stuff. We just played games and play games. Like, I didn't worry about dynamic scaling. I didn't even know what that was until now. I just play a damn game. I like it. Now, am I like a person that likes graphics and all that stuff? Yeah, I like to see games look better and shit, but I don't, if this is the news that people care about, I don't mind talking about it, but it doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. If the game looks terrible, like where the frame rates is complete shit, then that's a problem. But, like, it's very limited, what they can do with these consoles. I think it comes down to developers being lazy, too. Some of them just rather some of them want to work harder than others and actually make their games look better, and some of them just want to get the shit out there and sell it and make money,
So how the hell can you? I got a question. How the hell can you even tell from 900 to 1080? Because I even said the same thing on my channel, and I got a lot of these fanboys just cuss me the hell out these Sony fanboys. Talking about, you don't shut the fuck up, you fake game, blah blah blah. I was like, dude, get the fuck off my channel with that bullshit, man.
I mean, honestly, natively, you could tell, like, if you're like, because I game mostly on PC nowadays. If you natively, if you had something at like 1600 by 900 compared to 1980 by 1080, like, you could tell the difference. But I mean, like, on a console, I remember on PC, there is no. You can downsample and shit like that, but there's no upscaling. Like, if you run something at 720p, it's not, and you got a 1080p monitor, it's not gonna upscale to 1080p and kind of compensate for stuff and make it look a little bit better. It's truly gonna be 720p. It's gonna look like ass. a 720p game on an Xbox One or PS4 that it has an upscaler in there is going to look better than just 720p period. So I mean, even if a game is 900p and is upscaled to 1080, is going to look fine. It's not, but unless you see these things side by side, you're not going to notice it.
Yeah,
And then like to be honest, you know, I go from my PC. Well, I don't have my PS3 anymore; it kept messing up. But I used to go from my PC to my PS3, and I didn't give a fuck about I knew the graphics weren't going to look as great. I mean, look, play the game. You know, the game is fun. You know, after a while, graphics start looking good anyway. I remember I used to be in awe because Batman Arkham City used to look great. It doesn't look great anymore. It looks like whatever. Like it just like those graphics that people always brag about and they want so much more of. After like there's going to be a game that's going to surpass it. There's going to be something that's going to look better, and that's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Does make Super Metal Dave said Sony is making a lot of money on the PS4. They got a great GPU, but the CPU, they definitely cut some corners. That's cool, though. Most of the games have all the effects as PC minus just a few. That's what he said. You know. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I just play the games. If, like I said, if the frame rate's like, you know, horrible and stuff, that's a different story. But if it's all right, you know, I'm good with it. I'm used to consoles. If I ever play PC and see how great it is, I might like PC more. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically all that I got from there. I guess we'll move on to Nintendo. I don't want to spend too much time because we did a lot with Microsoft. But I want to start talking about other stuff. I don't want to be attacking Nintendo all the time. So now I'm getting to Nintendo pretty much. I guess they revealed their E3 conference of what they're going to be planned with, what they're doing with that. Did any of you see what that was? What they're going to be doing, their live event, and they're going to, what are they bringing back, Real Gamer?
Oh, they bringing back the Nintendo World Championship that was introduced. I won't say introduced. The last one they had was back in 1990, over 20 years ago. So I guess since the recent success of the Smash Fest they had last year, they had a lot of viewers, you know, when they streamed it, and you know it was pretty live whenever they had that on stage event, and the crowd got pretty loud because I watched it. It looks pretty fun, and it's just the success of that. That's why they trying to bring this back, you know, and plus the digital event. Instead, they not having a press conference, but I like how they did the whole entire Robot Chicken deal last year. It was pretty fun. But I still would choose a live press conference over the digital event. But it was a lot better than the Nintendo Direct they did the year before because that was garbage. But they got the Nintendo World Championship, they got the digital event, and they got the house live. And they're gonna be doing this for like 2 or 3 straight days or something like that. Mm-hmm. Then they just go showcase a whole bunch of games that they are coming out with, and plus they even Reggie said that they're going to have more announced games. I guess the number of announcements that they gave us last year at E3, they said that we're getting more this year. So I'm just curious to see exactly what they're going to bring us. So it looks like I'm very interested in what Nintendo going to give us because, you know, I'm a huge Metroid fan. I like that, and Star Fox, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm just curious on how this new Star Fox game is going to look because we still don't know how the game looks. And you know, it's a good chance it might get delayed to next year because we don't know anything about it. But then again, you know, they might give it to us this year because whenever they first revealed Super Mario 3D World, they gave us the same exact year in the holidays. Never know, man. Just never know. I guess that's what I have on that.
They're doing their Treehouse thing again too, right?
Yes.
The Nintendo Treehouse.
Yeah, they're gonna do that again. They said.
So that's okay. What's your thoughts, Grimpachi, of Nintendo's whole plans for E3? And another thing too, that they're going to be doing Mario. That's one other thing. They're doing Mario Maker at Best Buys. Like last year, they did. I believe it was. What was it last year at Best Buy? They did
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. Okay. this year it will be Mario Maker, and then they're going to do the Nintendo World Championship, and they're going to do the live event again, and Nintendo Treehouse. What do you think on that, Grimpachi?
I mean, the event last year was pretty good, I guess. You know, with the whole, like he said, robot chicken thing. I mean, you know, I think they should stop with this whole Best Buy bullshit. I mean, like, I mean, that's good that you want to do it at Best Buy, but they could also just send a demo to everybody's Wii U. I mean, or maybe Nintendo doesn't know how to. Huh?
It'd be nice a demo for Mario. I mean, I don't. To me, Mario Maker just does not look like this big game that people are going to rush to Best Buy to play Mario Maker.
I doubt it. Like Smash, that made sense. Maybe even like Splatoon, but Splatoon will already be out before, you know, E3, so they wouldn't do that. Like, so I mean, any game after this, the only game they could have said we're gonna have at Best Buy, and people would be like, oh, I got to get up and play it, if they had like a English demo of Xenoblade, or I don't know, yeah, Star Fox, or like Nintendo. This would never happen, but Nintendo was like, you know what you saw of Zelda, you could kind of like play with that a little bit at Best Buy. Then people will probably get up and go to Best Buy. But Mario Maker, I doubt it. Like, I think the only people that's going to really play that in Best Buy is the average consumer or average customer that was already going to Best Buy at that time and just like, is that Mario Brothers, like, on the Wii? Like, oh, okay, you know. You're not even going to think about it.
If I can get a bunch of grown men at the fucking Best Buy playing Mario Maker, I mean, rushing there. I mean, I can understand certain games, like even Smash Brothers, even though, I mean, it's a tournament game. It would be fun to go to Best Buy and play against each other, but it's like Mario again. Like, you know, it's not even a new Mario. It's Mario Maker. It's the old levels from other Mario games. I just don't see people rushing to Best Buy for that, except your hardcore Mario fans, or, you know. What do you think, Old Dirty, about that? The whole thing with the live event, Mario Maker, the Treehouse, what else they got? The World Championship.
When I seen the World Championship, you know, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, they want to bring that back. You know, the whole Treehouse thing, I thought that was just awesome last year. You know, just showing, you know, the different games that Nintendo was talking about coming to the Wii U, and you got a chance to hear developers, you know, talk about their game and all that, and actually see how the game, you know, the mechanics work. You know, so if you was looking at a game, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, that game look kind of cool, you know, how they playing it. Yeah, I think that may be a day one pickup for me, or, you know, down the line I eventually pick it up. You know, I like that whole Treehouse thing. That was cool. That was hot. The Mario Maker, I believe that game is going to be fun. You know, I don't think it's a day one where everybody just run out and get that day one. But that Mario Maker, I've been looking at it for a while, and it looks fun. You know, just the stuff that Nintendo showed at the Treehouse. What was it? It must have been last E3 or a direct that they did or something like that. But the Treehouse was actually playing it again, and it actually had Nintendo added more stuff to it. You know what I'm saying, like Super Mario Brothers 3 level, and stuff like that. I think Super Mario World from the Super Nintendo. So it looks awesome to make my own board. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm thinking that you could actually, whatever board you make, you can share with friends and see if they can beat your board and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because you can do everything, and you could throw everything on the board, you know, how you want it to be made. You know what I'm saying? You probably make a board and can pass it yourself. So I think that's pretty cool. That looks like it's going to be fun to me. You know, not everybody is into Mario, but I think that Mario Maker is going to be fun as hell.
All right. To me, man, like I said, I don't think Mario Maker, you know, is a big game. I mean, I understand people are looking forward to that, some people, but I don't see how they're making such a big deal out of Mario Maker. It's this, I can see like a Star Fox demo, a Devil's Third. What else they got? like Xeno, Monologue, Soft Sex, you know, those games, but I just don't see Mario Maker. I don't see it.
Well, it has potential, man.
Huh?
It has potential because you get to switch between the style, the 8-bit to the HD, and it's gonna probably out of the old school Mario fans. And it depends on how they market this game. If they market the right way, they might capture a lot of those older gamers that probably don't game no more. And they might be in their maybe 40s or 50s that used to play the NES back in the 80s. And if they see something like that they used to play when they was like teenagers and stuff, and kind of that create their own levels and stuff on something that they enjoyed when they was a child, whatever. It has potential, man. It just depends on how Nintendo can market this game.
But
And it's Mario.
So you're telling me, I'm not going against what you're saying, but you got people that are you talking about people that possibly don't even own a Wii U, just go out and buy a Wii U for Mario Maker because they want to make it?
Well, I'm sorry, you kind of cut it out.
Oh,
What you
no,
saying?
I'm saying, are you trying to say that, you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Oh.
I can hear you.
Are you talking about the people that don't have a Wii U that like quit gaming and would come back to play Mario Maker, or is that where you're getting at, or?
I've said a little bit of both. Like, it'll probably catch some of those casuals too. Like I know a lot of older people. They don't play video games no more, but they used to have an NES. And I talked to a few of them, and I asked how they feel about Mario back then. They say they used to love it, and I told them that there's going to be another that you get to switch between the old NES style, the 8-bit style, to the HD, and you can make your levels up, and they thought that was the coolest thing. So that game it catches the casuals, catches the hardcore Nintendo fans.
Oh, okay.
But it has potential.
What do you think
it looks like
sell this for? Is this going to be a $60, $50 game, or?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I would say Nintendo will do it for at least no more than $30, $40 tops.
Really? That's
Yeah, I wouldn't pay 50 for that, or for.
when last time we had a Mario game that was $40, $50.
Yeah, but this isn't. This is something different. This is a Mario Greater level deal. This is like kind of like. I can't even say it's like Little Big Planet. I never really got into them, but doesn't Little Big Planet have a story too, and you can create your own levels?
This game is basically Mario March of the Minis, but except for you play traditional Mario. If you don't know what Mario March of the Minis is, it's the Mario game with Donkey Kong and their toys, and then you can move the toys around and create your own levels. It has no real story other than that. It's basically that, but normal Mario gameplay. So they probably gonna sell this game like I doubt they sell this for $60, but this is like a $40 title. If they sell it for $60, they got some nut sacks because no,
I don't know.
I go buy that shit for $60.
No. I think it's 40. I think it's worth $40, but it has Mario. That's their bread and butter. If they ain't making no profit, what they do? They give us out another Mario game, and people buy it. I'll be honest. With the new Super Mario, new Super Mario Brothers Wii U, like it's the same exact thing from the other Mario from the Wii version, and people bought it. But I don't know, man. I just think since it has Mario in it, people's gonna go out and rush and buy it. I don't know, but to me, I say 40.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. Like, do you guys think Mario is as big as he used to be? Like, do you think Mario's what he used to be? Like,
I think Mario's still a very iconic character that anybody could recognize.
Well, not like that. I'm saying, does he sell? I understand everybody knows who Mario is, but is Mario still generating them numbers that he used to generate?
I'm gonna say this, right? I don't think it's Mario. It's the machine. Because you may like Mario, but people forget times is still a little tough for some people. You can love Mario all day, but if spending $300 on this machine, where all you're gonna do is play like a couple of Mario games, even though you really like Mario, why would I do that when I could buy a $200 3DS and play a bunch of Mario games? So Mario is still a seller, I believe. It's just the machine is in the way from Mario selling.
Yes. Yes, true. Just like with the Wii version, I think about 30 million copies of the was it New Super Mario Brothers Wii? It was the machine. Yeah. Just like with Smash Brothers for the Wii, sold like I think 12 million. That sold a shitload. You know, it was the machine. You know, just like with the Wii Sports. That game was, and that game sucked to me. I know a lot of people, a lot of casuals liked it, but I didn't like it. And that's the. I think that game sold like 100 million. It sold a lot. But the Wii U was like the PS4 right now. Then the Mario Maker will be Smash Brothers will probably be selling like hotcakes. Well, it's selling like hotcakes, but it'll be selling a lot more. That and Mario Kart 8.
Now Super Mario 3D World only sold a little bit over 3 million. You know. So I mean that didn't do really well.
I mean, you got to look at it too. The Wii U only sold what, 9 million?
9.5.
Yeah, look at this too. Alright, what games have they got? I mean, what the fuck is people buying if they're not buying Mario? That's like, what'd they buy their Wii U for? Like, because they don't got many other options besides Mario.
They bought their Wii U for Zombie U. It's obvious, Dave. It's obvious, Dave. Zombie U.
If you really look at it, you got a console that really has nothing but fucking Mario games, and they're not even hardly buying that shit. On the Wii they did. They bought that one, but when it comes to Wii U, they ain't really selling software.
They giving us some Mario that we really don't, because we've been raving for a true Mario, a 3D Mario game. Like maybe, hell, give us a remaster of Mario 64, or give us a remaster of Mario Sunshine, or Mario Galaxy 3, which I think was the best Mario 3D game of them all. And you know, that right there will sell like hotcakes. I really love that game. One of the best ever.
Yeah.
I just think the reason why Super Mario 3D World didn't sell like it's supposed to, because it was a 3D game. It has elements of a 2D platformer.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna remind me of the other ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know. I just don't think. I'm with Grimpachi. I think the console is the problem.
Oh yeah, it is a problem. Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I agree with. I agree with that.
I think it's way a little bit. I think people aren't too fond of Mario like they were. I think Mario's still popular. Don't get me wrong, but I think over time he has generally kind of faded a little bit to some people. Like they're like, okay, Mario again, you know, because now you got games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff that kids want to play because they see everybody else playing them. You know, those are the games that, you know, in our time, we had Mario. We didn't have Call of Duty out there. We didn't have Battlefields and all these other games. We had Mario, so that's what we had to play, you know. I'm just saying, now the kids got other options. If their parents are allowing them to play Grand Theft Auto, they want Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it just comes down to that, you know. But what else has been going on Nintendo? I mean, that's basically. I know there's been now.
Splatoon.
Okay, that's what I was gonna talk. I was gonna talk about Splatoon, but did any of you try the demo?
Yeah, I tried it last week. No, go ahead.
No, I was about to say I tried the demo. I liked it and everything. It was fun, but you know, it's just what they are giving us on launch day. It's not hard to go out and $60, knowing that you're going to get those features that you want friends, whatever, online. But you have to wait until August whenever they give us that update. When when they introduced this game last year at E3, they didn't. Okay, I had multiplayer. They didn't show us anything about single player. It was all they said. You know, you play with your friends. But whenever they launched the game, we're not fans. Like, that doesn't make sense. We're gonna get a lot more updates and stuff. You know, maybe some more skins and costumes, whatever, and more levels, maps, whatever. But the bread and butter of this game is playing with your friends, and we're not getting that. Don't get me wrong, the game was freaking fun. I enjoyed it, but a feature like that, it's really, yes, it has a single player mode, but everybody 9 times out of 10, the game on this game, play with their friends. But for this whole entire summer, we basically playing with randoms, which I say is BS. But we have to wait till August in order to play with friends. That's something I don't like. But as the game, I like it's fun. You know, I like. That's all I gotta say on that.
Yeah, that was my first time ever hearing that it's supposed to be an update. You know, to play with your friends. I'm thinking, you know, you can just play with your friends. You know, day one. You know, but yeah, like Gamer said, I mean, it's a fun game. You know, I got a chance to play one of the slots. I think it was a Friday night or something, or Saturday night. It was a Saturday night. Got a chance to play, and it was fun. You know what I'm saying? I had a blast with it. So I'm looking, you know, to pick that up, you know, day one. Like I was telling Dave early, like, yeah, that's a game I want to pick up day one. You know, if I can, you know what I'm saying? If I can't, then, you know, I have to wait a couple of weeks, you know, and pick it up. You know, I got life bills and stuff, you know, to do before I can, you know, grab every game, you know, that I want. Because, you know, I own all 3 systems. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a game for each system or 2 games for each system, you know, it's kind of hard trying to collect, you know, buy games for all 3 systems. So, yeah, that game was a day one for me. Just from, you know, playing that demo.
Not only is it hard to buy games for all 3 systems, but if you're working a full-time job or overtime too, and have a life, a sex life, if you do, I don't have one right now lately, but you usually do at some points of your life. It will happen, guys, out there on YouTube. I know some of you never experienced enough with a woman. I'm not saying anybody in this podcast. I'm talking about some of the viewers. When you have some of that stuff going on, working, sex, you know, it happens. You're not going to be able to play 50 million fucking consoles. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you can't do it. That's why, like, you know, I want to get an Xbox One, which I will get because I want to get Gears of War. You know, I want to get the remakes. I do want to play online and stuff, and I want Gears of War 4 when that comes. And there's some other stuff that I want. But when you really think about it, so you're going to pay for PSN now. You got to pay for PlayStation Plus. You got to pay for Xbox Live. And how are you going to play all these games? Right now, I can't play all the games I got. So when you got something else to play, I'm just saying, it's nice to have everything, and everybody wants that. But when it really comes down to it, can you play all this stuff?
Nope.
That's kind of hard to post. I got 40 plus.
Because I just, for example, I've been sitting here, I've been looking at, you know, hold on one second. I've been looking at these 3 games right here for a while. I bought these 2 day one and haven't hardly played them. You know, and I got a bunch of digital. I got a bunch of other games. Grand Theft Auto 5. I haven't finished the Heist. Mortal Kombat X. I've been playing that a lot. You know, Last of Us I just got back into, but half the time you can't play it. I didn't even touch Resident Evil Revelations 2 hardly. You know, but I mean, you can't play all these games. I mean, unless you know, are a kid, I guess, and don't have responsibilities.
I mean, even then, like,
that's why I get a trip at everything. You know.
I mean, even when I was a kid and we had like multiple consoles in the house, you couldn't. I mean, well, first off, you weren't even allowed to play the game like that, so you had to take your ass outside. So
that's true.
Yeah, you couldn't. You could even if you wanted, like, oh, I'm gonna play all this stuff. Nah, that ain't even happening. So I don't know who has time to play all this stuff. Like, that's why I sit back and be like, man, I want a PS4 or I want an Xbox One, but it's like I mostly play on my my PC. And my Vita, I don't even use that to play games no more because the games I wanted to play, you know, I already got them, and I don't really see too many games coming out for it. And the games I haven't picked up, I'm just waiting for the drop in price. The only machine that I think I can get, and I could like actually use it, and it won't just be neglected and sitting in the corner somewhere, is maybe the new 3DS. But I'm waiting on more releases for that too. But when it comes down to, like, everybody wants to say they want it all, but I'm gonna be honest with you. When I had a GameCube, I was like, man, I want an Xbox, I want a PS2, you know, blah, 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 blah. Once I got that PS2, I said, I don't need nothing else. It's a fucking wrap. I'm like, I'm not even going to play anything else. I bought my PS2, I put it on everything. I saved up for the summer when I was a kid. I think I was probably like, I had to be 10 or something. Saved up, bought a PS2, had a GameCube, had 2 bookshelves full of games. And the only reason why my mom let me sell that shit is because I bought all my games. So I was like, I looked at my GameCube and I was like, I'm never gonna touch this thing again. I was sitting there playing Jack and Daxter. I'm like, I'm never touching this ever. Like, I'm not even gonna use it. I don't know who's gonna have time. Like, no one has time to play all of these games. I get so many games off of Steam for dirt cheap to the point I forgot I bought them.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at my list and I'm like, when did I get 300 games?
Well, and it comes down to this, like, I just bought Wolfenstein The Old Blood, I just bought Life is Strange, the episodes, I bought Drive Club, I just now getting into that, but for you to get good at a game, too, like I was talking to Old Dirty about this, too, before the, I forgot what they were talking about this, but when you're playing a game, say you're gonna beast in fucking The Last of Us, you gotta play that game. Like, I was playing with David Maddox the other day, and he's really good at that game. When I was playing on PS3, that's all I played when that game came out. I was really good at that game. But, like, Mortal Kombat and stuff, you can't jump around all these games and expect to be just dominating in them. You gotta play that game and play that game only to be great at it. And you can't really play other games. Not many people can do that. They gotta usually play one game, and that's one game only. And that's, but you jump around to 50 games, I mean, nobody's going to be playing all these games unless you're just going to be starting this one and starting this one, maybe finish this one next year. I mean, you can't play all the games, but, everybody wants all the systems, and, you most likely might get all those systems, but you're never going to have time to play them all, That's what it comes down to.
If you're unemployed.
If you're unemployed and you got just time on your hands, But I'll say this, too. When I was going through the 2 months where I was laid off, and I didn't want to even play video games. I didn't even think about that. When you don't even want to play. When you have the time, sometimes you don't want to sit there and play that. It's usually when you're working, then you're like, oh man, I want to play this game, but I got to work all next week, and you might get like 2, 3, 4 hours in that night. But some of these games are fairly long. Some of them are 20 hours. Like, okay, for example, The Witcher 3. There's 39 endings to that game. Are you going to see all of them and play all these other games? If you get The Witcher, you know what I'm saying? Dragon Age, look how long that... I know people have spent hundreds of hours on that. Like over 100 hours on that. Not hundreds. Over 100 hours. That's a lot of hours of gameplay, And especially if you play multiplayer games, you could spend all the time in the world on them games. Just playing multiplayer matches like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Last of Us Online. You could be there all day playing that and not even touch some of these single player games. I think it's... What happened?
I was saying, go ahead.
I'm just rambling on.
Oh, I was saying, a lot of people were getting on the order for being short. Like, I understood, like, some people was like, man, like, I don't have time to play these long games, so I like that the order is short. Like, me, I want more length out of my games, but I get it, games nowadays, like, people, oh man, this game, what is it, Xenoblade Chronicles X, oh man, it's 300 plus hours, and it's just like, even if I had the time to play all that game, I'm gonna like get annoyed by it. Like 300 hours of the same game, like I'm not gonna play that for 300 hours. Like, I'm gonna play it, like, that's a game I'll play it one time, and then like maybe 2 or 3 years later, I'll look on my shelf and I'm like, oh, Xenoblade, that was a good game. Let me start it up again. Like, it's just like the Fallout series. I enjoy those games. I play I say I play a whole playthrough of Fallout maybe one time a year, and then I'm like, I don't want to play this until like next year. So games with long hours, they're good, and you can always come back to them. But I know some people like, man, I put in 300-400 hours in this game, and I'm like, how did you do that? Because I would have got annoyed by it. After really 40-50 hours, I'd be like, man, I want this shit to end. Like, this shit is going on for too long.
If you worth the money, though.
Like, at a certain point, it feel like, man, it's like a job. I'm like, damn, like, I gotta put time in on Xenoblade or Fallout. I gotta put time in to get my hours in today. I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I remember a while ago, I played for the Xbox One. I played that game Oblivion. It was the one, it was the original, the one that came out on the Xbox. And I was like playing a little bit of that, and I looked at all the hours that game would take to beat. I would never, at that time, when I was working and had I was dating somebody and everything was going right in my life for once at that time. I could never play a game like that and finish, like if I wanted to. I wasn't that interested in it. Like the games I did finish, like Zelda and stuff like that, because I really liked them. I made time, but I mean, those are long ass games. If you want to play other stuff, you got to choose one or the other. You know, I think that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but did any of you ever play Oblivion?
I have.
I haven't.
Now, how
Yeah.
long was that? How long was that game? Well, I don't know. Into that game didn't really interest me. Oblivion for some reason. Did you like
Really didn't. It didn't really cook me either. But the game was long, and the only reason I know that is because I had friends that were just like telling me how long the game was.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, I like beating a game like Resident Evil 2 or something like that. I like that's good enough for me. I'll play that. I like those. Those are the games I've always enjoyed. I don't like these games that go on for 10 years. Now, Bloodborne I gave a shot, but that ain't too bad as some of the games I heard well, one I did pick up was Dragon Age. So I just want to try it, but I heard that was ridiculously long. That's why I didn't even touch it yet. I mean, when I get into a game, I like to finish them. I don't like to leave them here and there. But lately, I've just had a lot of games where I'm leaving them. Halfway started this one, started the beginning of this one, almost at the end of this one. You only have time for so much. But it is what it is. Trying to think what else. Pretty much that's all I got. Unless there's anything else. Anybody else got? I don't think Braden ever came back.
No, you didn't.
I think he was having something was going on with his mic or something. Sounded like there was something going on in the background. Somebody said something about Splatoon. So is Splatoon, like what you said, not all the content's going to be released on day one? Is that what's going on with that game? That's what somebody said in the comments. Dave.
Apparently has 3 maps.
I think it's supposed to have 5 maps on day one. I'm thinking, but someone's gonna be update. But probably getting, I think, 5 more maps, I believe, whenever they give us that big update in August, something like that. Whenever we get to actually play with friends. So that right there, I don't understand. Don't you think that's kind of like I don't know if I want to compare it to the Master Chief Collection with the online. They had online issues, but there's an issue for me on online. I can't freaking play with my friends. So don't you think this is a GIMP game? If you think about it.
Shokio said something very interesting in one of his last videos. He said, you got the Nintendo fan base that always complains whenever they did get, I don't know if he said it like this, but this is what I got out of it. How he said it, where he was getting at. He said pretty much like how the Nintendo fan base, when they did get third-party games, they got, whether they got Mass Effect and they didn't have the first 2, or they got Splinter Cell. There's a good example. Splinter Cell, but it didn't have on local co-op. That was a GIMP game. That was the reason why a lot of them didn't buy it. But then you got Splatoon, a game that should have voice chat but don't have it, but they're ready to go buy that day one.
Yeah. It is. Me and King Rabachi, he was on my channel the other day. We had a little podcast, and we was talking about that. And for the whole voice chat situation and not playing with your friends until August. So basically, you paying $60 for an incomplete game that's on the Wii U, and it kind of pisses me off because you and me, we went out and spent full price on these gimped ass games that was on the Wii U. That's coming from third party room to talk because we bought the game. A lot of the Nintendo fan base, they just want to. I believe they find something negative to say about third party. Oh, they didn't give us this speech. Oh, we didn't get this speech. Oh, whatever. Just like King Rabachi said the other day. Or the color is too damn bright. It's not the same or whatever. But I don't know, man. I'm just saying, yes, I do sense that hypocrisy because I was freaking pissed off that we wasn't getting these other games. I was really mad. I spent $60 on Assassin's Creed 3 and 4. I spent $60 on Madden 13. I bought those games, and with the whole Splatoon situation, I don't even know what to say because, like I said, I find it hip for them to go out and boycott these games, those third-party games, but yet on Splatoon, I don't see too many videos about them not being able to play with their friends on day one. We gotta wait freaking 3 months. So the whole entire summer, these kids that's in high school, whatever, college, whatever, they spend the summer vacation playing with randoms online. So that's how you spend your summer. You play with randoms. You can't freaking play with your friends during your summer. So you gotta wait till freaking August. That right there pisses me off, and that right there, that's why I freaking fanboy, because they will freaking defend everything about their system, and it doesn't matter if it's Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony. If I said something that's stupid, if I said some flaws, if I said some like I say some hypocrisy shit, I will freaking come out and I will freaking say how I feel about it. It's just an incomplete game. That's just my opinion. It's fun, but incomplete.
Yeah. See, I never heard until now, till you just said it, that they're supposed to be like a big update in August.
Yeah, apparently, like, you can't play with your friends. You can only play with random people until August. And then I was informed, I don't know if you just told me it was 5 maps, but I was told it was 3 maps at launch. But
I thought it was 5.
What you say?
This is what I was assuming. I was assuming this. So you gotta go when you get on Splatoon. I can't link up with you, Grimpachi, if I
No.
What?
No. So you can't do that until August. And the thing is like, people were complaining that let me tell you how stupid it is. Nintendo fans complain about how third-party developers cheat people on DLC. But they didn't buy Black Ops 2 because it didn't have DLC. That doesn't make sense. If you think DLC is cheating you out of your money, why would you even want it in the first place? But okay, you didn't get the DLC, so you said we're not buying it, and you didn't get YouTube uploads on Black Ops 2. So you said I'm not buying Black Ops 2. You didn't get couch co-op in Splinter Cell. You're not buying Splinter Cell. Splatoon, you can't play with your friends till August.
Oh, and they didn't.
I think it has something to do.
They didn't. One other one that this really will fit this. Injustice: Gods Among Us. They didn't get where they could play with their friends. You couldn't get.
And then they said, let's not buy this game anymore. But you know what's funny? Like, a lot of Nintendo fans are saying, well, it's a work in progress. Splatoon is. Well, I mean, in this day and age, a lot of developers, they do that same shit where they sit there and launch a game and say, we're going to update it and fix it over time. And they say that's wrong. So why isn't it wrong with Splatoon? It's the same.
It might have something to do with a lot of people complaining, but that's probably why they decided to put it in there. Right now, it's not ready. I'm looking at Burhugger's comment. He said to an extent, rig game, but remember there was no. It wasn't supposed to be a private match system in the game at all. They changed their mind due to the outcry from the fans. So possibly it probably was a lot of people complaining about it.
I mean, we're not even talking about private match. Like, I'm not talking about like I just want to play against my friends with no randoms whatsoever. Yeah. I'm talking about you can't. From what I'm understanding, you can't just say, "Yo, Grim, get online with me and we're gonna like team up and play." You can't do that till August.
Oh, that sucks.
It's no different. It's no different than getting. I saw you all play The Last of Us together. Like how you guys got into a lobby, then search for a game. You can't. For what I understand, you can't do that till August.
Oh well, I wouldn't even bother with that game. That wouldn't even. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna sit here and say this honestly. Splatoon looks like to me it looks like a children's game. I'm being honest. Like, it's not something I'd play. I wouldn't. I'd play Mario because at least that's something from my childhood or something. But and even okay, I'm gonna be honest. That's something I grew up on, so that's why I would play it. I'm not. It's like me going out and buying an Amiibo. They weren't around when I was kids, and I wouldn't buy them. It's weird. But now you got a new game, Splatoon. So I mean, I'm being honest. So you got you came. I heard all these people talking in podcasts saying, "Oh, we're gonna link up with each other and we're gonna play." You can't even do that. What's the whole point to Splatoon now? Like, what did people have a whole different outlook of it, and that wasn't the game it was meant to be?
Man, your boy, I really don't want to name his name, but he banged him because he don't like you mess with his fan base. You already know what I'm talking about. He was I just brought up to the table with y'all. He argued with me to death about that. Talking about, well, Nintendo got free online, blah blah this, blah blah that. They giving us free DLC this, DLC that. Okay, so you tell standard features they giving us later is DLC. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, he defeated the mess out of that shit. And I just let him have the last word because he would freaking go on and on and on all freaking day about it. How Nintendo is But I'm not saying Nintendo is bad. I love Nintendo. They have flaws. They need to catch up with times. But having people like that on you that freaking worships Nintendo and don't call out their flaws, Nintendo is in the situation that they are in right now because there's not enough people complaining about getting modernized. I'm freaking pissed off. You know, I know that you pissed off, Dave. I'm pissed off because
I just find it weird. Now that's what I was assuming when somebody was talking to me about Splatoon the other day, and I think they mentioned that, and I just didn't hear them right, or I was like, I didn't hear them right. I guess I didn't even comment, and they must have told me they said something about Splatoon, how you can't link up with people, and I thought, I was assuming how all these Wii U weirdos on YouTube were like, oh, we're gonna get with each other and we're gonna go start a squad, and I thought they were all complaining that they couldn't talk to each other. Now they can't fucking play with each other. I love it. They can't fucking play together. That fucking game completely sucks. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like that completely fuck the voice chat. You can't even play with each other.
This is another thing that I found funny. I saw a video the other day where this guy was saying, I'm tired of the voice chat argument. You don't need voice chat. Like, I mean, the guy's channel is cool. I think it was Screwface or something. He was like, you don't need voice chat. But then he sat there and said he was playing the game, and he said he fears that certain people won't know how this game is played, and they may not play the game because they think it's like Call of Duty. He said he got into a lobby where these two randoms were just trying to kill the other team, and they weren't spraying their ink anywhere. And he was telling me how the game really didn't need voice chat. I said, but if you could talk to people and tell them you're supposed to spray the ink on the surface, that would make you win the match, wouldn't it? And he was just ignoring the question. You need voice chat. Like, I don't know why people are trying to argue that shit still.
Well, especially when you're going to be playing with randoms, you're not even going to be playing with people that you know that you played with or anything.
Yeah, at least if you played with somebody before and you know them, you could think, well, I know Dave knows how to play a game, or he knows what Splatoon's about. I don't have to really tell Dave to do anything. But a random person, you don't know how they're going to play. So if you could tell the random person how to play the game, I'm pretty sure that would be helpful.
Yeah, but that kind of sucks. Though I didn't know it wasn't. You couldn't even. And okay, maybe they're fixing it in August. So that tells me they didn't even really have plans to either. It's this: either the game is like not fully done yet, and they didn't get this feature working right, and they're saying, "Hey guys, wait till August," or they weren't even planning to put that in there, and it was going to be another Injustice case where you couldn't even link up with anybody. You just fight randoms. Or you can't be on the same team with your people that you want to play with. That sucks. I feel sorry for people looking forward to that. That kind of killed that game, in my opinion. I don't know. That game, you don't have to worry about not having voice chat. They can't even play with each other till August, So maybe they need to tell Nintendo, hey, throw some voice chat in there in August too, and you'll have a great game. I mean, great. So you got a game completely fucking gimped, and people are defending that. And we know Player Essence will defend that to the hill. I mean, even if it is a fun game, it's a gimp game, and people are going to go out and buy that. But then they had all these excuses of why they wouldn't buy third party, and that's why they're not getting third party, because they didn't get the sales. Third party couldn't sell shit on the Wii U, so that's why they don't got no third party. But now they got Splatoon. I don't think that'd be fun playing with people that you don't even know at all. Yeah, that sucks. Any other news, or is that it? Or I think that's it. One thing too, going back to like games we beat and stuff. What was what'd you say in a year? What average for each game, or how many games would you say a person beats in a year? Like average.
If you're a working person, I say between 10 to 15, maybe a little less. I say 10. I say 10.
If it depends on, I'm talking about like games that I like usually that I play are like something like dying like 20 hours. Then you got your Call of Duties. The campaigns are usually 8 to 10 hours. Those are the games I usually beat a good amount of them through the year. But like when I was going on like with Oblivion, I might beat like maybe one of them if I do decide to play a game like that. A year. That I would say I'm with Real Gamer. I'd say 10 to 15 of like 8-hour, 10-hour, 20-hour games. You know, and that's
Yeah.
not. I'm not, now, if you're going to play like Grand Theft Auto and you're going to go around and do every side mission, I'm just saying if you stuck to the main story, like when I played Grand Theft Auto, I did some side missions, but I didn't do all of them. When I beat Grand Theft Auto, did the main story and some side missions, you know. But if you were to do everything in the game, I don't know if it'd be 10 to 15 then, but who knows? It just depends, too, how much time you have. But I'm talking about the average working person. Like, what do you think they'd beat a year? Like, you would say 10 to 15?
Yes, that's how many I beat per year, about that much.
What about you, Grimpachi?
If you talk about major releases, yeah, like smaller titles, like indie games, you know, I'll probably knock those out real quick. But yeah, the bigger titles, like I play a lot of games, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I get around to beating my games too, but yeah, like 10, 15 games, yeah, on average.
What do you think, Old Dirty? 10 to 15? Are you agreeing with everybody? Pretty much 10 to 15. I'm talking about games like, you know, like Far Cry 4, Dying Light. You know, you got your Call of Duty campaign that's usually 8 to 10 hours. Wolfenstein. You know, like I beat that. I think I beat Wolfenstein this year, or was it last year? I can't remember. I think it was this year.
I think it took me 18 hours to beat Wolfenstein. It was pretty hard.
I played it on Uber and I beat that, but it took longer than that. But you know, like a game like that I really enjoyed, I get fully into it and I make time to beat it. You know, but like certain games, sometimes they take me a while if I'm not too interested in it. Like The Last of Us, I blew right through that game because I love the story to it. It was great. Grand Theft Auto 5, I blew through that. But I agree with everybody. You said, what'd you say? Did you say 10 to 15, Old Dirty, or?
Yeah, I'd say about that or a little more, depending on if you like playing the indie games, you know, that you buy or you get free every month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those games, like a game like Never Alone. What is that, like 4 to 6 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Like that. Yeah, I was just curious, throwing that out there. Yeah, I appreciate everybody joining. I don't know what happened to Braden Cole. He disappeared. He had some issues, I guess, going on with the with his microphone. I think something else was going on. But he'll be a normal guest on the podcast, and everybody else here. Thank you, Real Gamer 27, as always.
I appreciate it, man. You know, I'm looking forward to the other ones.
All right. Thank you, Grimpachi, as always.
No problem, man.
And thank you, Old Dirty, as always.
Oh, no problem, Dave. You know I got you.
Thanks, man. And one thing I want to tell everybody, it's either going to go from Fridays to Sundays, because something might happen Friday where we can't do it, then we got Sunday. It'll be one of the two, but it'll be every Friday or Sunday podcast. We're going to do it every week, I guess. I want to do it every 2 weeks, but I said, fuck it, we'll do it every week. Till next time, guys.